we have Simon here, and he's going to start out talking about shopping actions to help us get a good idea of the benefits and what shopping actions is all about on Google.
Thanks, Alex, for introducing me and the GeekSeller team for having me, and of course the audience for joining. Excited to be here today to talk to you about Google Shopping Actions, which is essentially a new channel from Google to help merchants be more successful on Google. So the agenda for today, I'm going to cover what is Shopping Actions, what the new consumer experience looks like, what the merchant benefits are, and then the GeekSeller team will tell you more about how to connect to Shopping Action and how to get started with their solution. And in the end, we're going to be opening for questions, so please use the chat to submit your questions. So Google, many of you will know us through some of our properties. We call them surfaces, but those surfaces have 1 billion users plus each using them. And here we mean Google Search, YouTube, Maps, Mail, and so on and so forth. So this is really the big asset that Google has, where we have users coming to us to have different experiences across those surfaces. On Search, to look for products that interest them. On YouTube, to look for videos and how-tos and so on. So different types of experiences, of course, across those surfaces. And what we've done so far, and what where we found Google, and of course our merchants have found a lot of success, is through ads product. So we have many different formats of ads across those different surfaces, where a merchant can place an ad. When a buyer comes into that surface, clicks on the ad, is transported to the seller's website, where he can complete the purchase transaction. So that's the model that's been working really well for many years, and it's certainly here to stay. So what is Shopping Action? So Shopping Action is essentially leveraging essentially leveraging the same surfaces that we have, but providing transactional experiences there. So what that means is we're essentially adding a shopping cart functionality across Google, so that users who come and look for products across these surfaces, when we're creating opportunities for them to buy directly on Google, which means the merchants can now sell their products directly on Google as well. We have not all of those surfaces are live yet, and I'm going to go into a little bit of detail of what's live today and what's coming up. But we're excited to be offering this new experience in addition to our existing ads experiences. And this cart is one across the Google property. So as buyers go and add products, maybe on Search, maybe on YouTube and so on, it gets added to the same cart, and the buyer can check out one time across the purchases, the items that they've added across their experiences. So what do we have live today? So on Google Search, on google.com, when performing searches for certain products, and when our algorithms determine appropriate, it will serve along with the ads that you're used to see. So the first screen on the left I'm talking about, it'll be units with a small shopping cart there. And this indicates that it's an item that can be purchased directly on Google. And so this, as opposed to a click taking the user through the merchant's website for purchase, it will take you through a purchase flow on Google. The same goes for our shopping property. So when you click on the shopping tab, which thus far was more like more of a price comparison engine, now also serves abilities to purchase those products right there on Google. Another interesting thing is the assistant. Of course, it's early days with the assistant, but we see a lot of interest and growth in the way people interact with the assistant, be it on their assistant device at home or on their cell phone. And now we have, of course, assistant devices which has a visual display. So interacting with these devices and starting to complete purchases. So this is early days for that, but there's already the ability to purchase some items directly on Google using the assistant as well. So that's 3 surfaces that we have live today. Now let's go to the next slide and see what's coming up. So first, the Google Shopping homepage. So if you go to google.com/shopping, you will see this new experience, which is a mix of what some of you may know, and a surface which is called Google Express that we have. So this is combining Google Express, which was kind of a marketplace-looking surface, as well as experiences of purchase on Google, which provides more personalized shopping experiences for the user, all in one surface. So that's what the new shopping experience looks like. So it's being rolled out gradually. So you may be able to see it now. If you're not, you'll be able to see it very soon in your own browser. The other very cool new surface that we're going to be launching is YouTube. So YouTube, very different experience than search. People go there to consume video of things they're interested about. It may not have to be with a purchase intent in mind, but sometimes on the video, they'll see a product that they like. So the experience there on YouTube is to make the products available on videos, available for purchase directly below the video as you continue to watch the video. So that's a very cool new experience that we're going to be rolling out. The other experience also that is actually being rolled out right now is Google Images. So some images are products, and some of those products will then appear again with the blue card symbol, which means that it can be purchased directly on Google. So as you can see, we're expanding across the surfaces that I highlighted earlier, which have 1 billion users plus, and creating for each surface a purchase experience for the buyer. Now, for the merchant, what that means is the ability to list your products across all of those surfaces with only one integration. So as you integrate into Google to list your products, you get automatically included as we make new surfaces available. So there's no additional work required there. So some of the benefits that we see right now, some really exciting stats, and it's early days. Of course, the platform has been live for about a year now, and what we see is that for merchants, 68% of shoppers are new to the merchants. So meaning that the merchants are effectively acquiring new customers that they didn't have before. And those customers tend to be 14% more valuable than those that do not shop on Google before. So that's one exciting stat. The other one is that for buyers that did buy from the merchant before, they end up spending 10% more on Google, which is also an exciting stat. And along with it, very similar. So we see increasing baskets, which means users are getting comfortable to buy larger quantities of things on Google. So a few other benefits for the users. Just going to wait and we'll get back on this. So there we go. So first, it's a retailer-first platform. So one of the cool things that we're trying to do is to help merchants build some loyalty and some branding on there. So there's an ability as you onboard to upload your logo, and this logo and or the name of your business is going to be prominently displayed throughout the purchase experience so that the user knows exactly who they're buying from. So we hope that this can help create some brand loyalties, in particular for the merchants that are early movers onto the platform. Loyalty and personalization, so I touched on it already. We try also to make the reordering easy through the platform for those buyers who did buy before. We try to also personalize the experience with the data that we have. So we do have a lot of data across what we see on shopping actions as well as other properties of ours, and we try to, with that, create the best experience possible to the buyers, which is personalized recommendation, which hopefully can translate as well into more sales for the merchants. Another aspect is that we do the heavy lifting, so customer support and return are handled by Google, and here basically this is within some standard parameters of what we would agree with the merchant on the terms and services that are signed upon joining, and it's pretty standard stuff. Really, what we're trying to do here is to provide a consistent experience to the buyer and be the first line of defense for customer support and returns. If there's escalation, our team will then get in touch with the merchant behind the scenes, but still be sort of that face to the buyer. Another important point is this is a pay-per-sale commission model. So some of you may be existing Google advertisers, and as I say, this product is alive and well and continues into the future. Here, And on that ads product, typically the model is a cost per click. So every time someone will click on your ad, you'll be charged a certain amount. This is different on shopping action. On shopping action is a cost per sale. So if somebody clicks on your product display across our property, does not buy, you don't have to pay anything. You only pay a fee if a sale is actually completed. And this pay-per-sale model is basically a percentage of the transaction that Google will retain. That varies by category of product. And today our rates are between 6 and 12%, which we believe are competitive based on what we see across the market. And then finally, insights. So we want to provide you with insights as well on how to do better with your performance on Google Shopping Actions, meaning on your performance, the competitiveness of your assortment, your prices. We want to provide you information to help you be more successful on the platform as well. So that's all the content I have from the Google side. Now I'm going to pass it over to the folks over at GeekSeller, but at the end we're going to have an FAQ, and please do a Q&A, and please do send your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Simon. So to get integrated with Google Shopping Actions and GeekSeller, the first step, of course, if you don't have a GeekSeller account, would be to register with GeekSeller. If you do already, then you just need to apply for Shopping Actions, just to make sure that you have both of those accounts set up. So you need the GeekSeller account and the Google Shopping Actions approval. The next thing that you'll need to do is invite GeekSeller to your Google Merchant Center. And then from there, that's just so that we can help you prepare and submit your products. And then the mental heavy lifting will be in setting up your shipping and inventory synchronization. So that just means that you'll need to decide where we're pulling your inventory information from and where we're sending it out to. And then, of course, we can synchronize with other marketplaces that you already have set up with GeekSeller. From there, we will just fill out the steps, go through the steps that we have lined out in our documentation to go live. So this is just a preview of the GeekSeller Google panel. So the GeekSeller Google panel operates in essence like many of our other GeekSeller panels. You can manage your products from here. So we can transfer data into GeekSeller to this Google panel, and you can make adjustments and customize these products for the Google platform specifically before submitting them to Google. And then, it's like a safe area to make sure that you have everything together before we send it out to Google. And we also, will catch errors in this process and things like that.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm switching to the view for the master panel now.
Okay, thank you. So on the GeekSeller master panel, what we can do here, this is an extremely valuable tool because not only can you view your Google orders, your Google Shopping orders here, you can also view your orders from any other connected marketplace. So this is really a one-stop area where you can, generate your labels if you want to, and you can, see where everything is coming from, manage it from here.
Yeah, I wanted also to add that maybe not all of you are using our master panel at the moment. So in order to activate this, you just have to contact our support, and we can activate it for your account so that you can we can aggregate all your connected platforms into this one master panel.
Right. Yes. So absolutely, this is something that we could turn on for you very easily, and it's a very valuable tool. So moving on to your options for label creation. You can create labels through the master panel like we just talked about if you have that enabled. If you're already creating labels through a third-party software like ShipStation, we can send your Google Shopping orders to your third party. If we don't have an integration already built, or if you want to do it through file exchange, we can do that too. So we would just be sending your order information and quantity information through FTP. And then for our last note before our Q&A, we wanted to let you guys know we have a special offer going on. So for all of our sellers who join Google Shopping Actions within the next month, you'll receive free advanced onboarding. That means that one of our experts will be walking you through the entire Google Shopping Actions onboarding process, and then free priority account monitoring. So for our Google Shopping Actions sellers that join within the next month, we will be checking up on your account as if it were our own baby. That's, we want to make sure that you're as successful as you can possibly be. So we'll be checking on regularly, and then free hands-on product data consultations. So if you're pulling your product data from other marketplaces originally, or if you have it in a file, we will work with you to go through each data point and make sure that it's correctly mapped and optimized for Google Shopping Actions. And then I know some of you were asking about where you can apply for Google Shopping Actions, and we have that link right here. It's geekseller.com/Google apply. And then I think we're ready to open it up for the Q&A.
Yeah, I can take the one question, which was asking for a situation in which a seller was already onboarded with GeekSeller and products were not approved yet. So this is very just account specific. If you can send us an email, then we can look into this. Why this happens, and we usually are able to determine what the problem is, if this is some errors on the products or some other issues with the account.
So we have someone asking if there is a monthly fee. Are you asking about a monthly fee for Google Shopping Actions itself, or adding Google Shopping Actions to your GeekSeller account?
I can cover, at least for the Google part, so there is no monthly fee, there's no minimum commitment. You only pay when you realize a sale, and this is in the form of a percentage of the sale based on the category of the products that you have sold. Now, on the GeekSeller, I will let you cover that part.
Sure. That's going to depend on your current account setup. So that's something we'll deal with on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, but in general, the fee that we are charging is 1% of sales.
Right.
So there again, it sounds like in general, the merchants would be paying only for the sales that they actually make on the platform.
Yes, that's correct.
Both for Google and GeekSeller.
Now, there are questions about the selling on Google while somebody is already selling on Walmart. I mean, it's really, if you are selling on any other marketplace right now and you have products in GeekSeller, then there are no restrictions other than just a work of moving products from one platform to the other. And that's something that Alex also mentioned, that one of the things that we are doing right now is just helping you to move this data, and usually the process is very simple. All we need is really to know which products you would like to publish on Google, and then we will do it for you. But since we have also a graphical interface and also capacities to move products through the CSV files, then you can also do it on your own later on. Yeah, and just to follow up on this, usually, I mean, Google actually, we very much like the Google platform, how easy process is to publish products. Google doesn't require too many information about products. So in most cases, if you sell on any marketplace or you have products on any other platform, you should be able to seamlessly publish those products on Google.
I just had a question pop up. If you don't mind, I'll take that one. Is this the same as Google Express? So no. Shopping action is much broader than this. So Google Express was one destination that looked like a marketplace where you can purchase products, and it's still there, but it's being merged into the overall shopping experience that I described. So here, your items are made available for purchase in a much broader way in the high traffic surfaces that Google has, like I said, search and so on and so forth.
And then Simon, I saw a question asking about brand restrictions.
And what was the question?
Are there any brand restrictions as far as what can be sold via Google Shopping Actions, or is that something we can find in your documentation?
So I'm not aware of brand-based restrictions. There are some categories of products or specific SKUs that are not allowed on the platform, and this is really very similar to ads also. For example, things have to do with firearms are not allowed on the platform, as well as things that are illegal, of course, and so on and so forth. But generally speaking, the same categories as are available on ads and on other sales channels are acceptable, but I'm not aware of brand-based restrictions.
Now, yes, we do integrate with Deliver, and actually many sellers of ours are keeping the products on Deliver, and we are able to submit to Deliver Google orders. So yes, that integration exists. And there's actually no additional fees on our end to integrate with Deliver, so just Deliver fees. Now, if you have Amazon, if you are selling on Amazon, we do have integration with Amazon. There are some limitations in terms of importing data from Amazon, and it really also depends on what you sell on Amazon, if you own those products or not. And it's also case-by-case scenario. But if you are selling on Amazon and you have products there, you want to import them to GeekSeller and then start selling them also on Google, please contact us and we will help you to set up the integration with Amazon and start the process of importing products.
So I see a few new questions here. First, how long does it usually take for merchants to be approved by Google?
So this can vary it can go from a couple of days or more. When it's more, it's because we require more information from the merchants. A lot of times what we've seen is business numbers that are incorrect, or that the name doesn't match what the business number has on record. We have a team that follows up when these kinds of issues arise, but this is the type of thing that can make it longer. But if it's straight through processing, it can take a couple of days.
All right. And then when buying from Google, does it redirect the buyer to, I believe they're asking if it's going to redirect to their website to complete the transaction. And in this case, right. I'll let you go on, Simon.
Yeah. So this would be for ads. So if you do shopping ads or ads on Google, this is exactly what the ads will do. You're going to determine where a click will lead to, and in many cases, this is the merchant website. So that's the business that Google has been in for many years. Shopping actions, on the other hand, does not redirect a click to your website. It allows the buyer to purchase directly on Google.
And then how does Google prioritize listings? So I think that refers to like product ranking, or, do you keep data on how well a product is doing and push that one to the top of searches?
So there are many factors that are going to come into play for our algorithms to determine which product they're going to be showing when and to whom and so on and so forth. I think there are some, obviously, some factors, that have weight. For example, is the price competitive of your product? Do you have compelling delivery delays and so on and so forth? Plus other factors that kind of our algorithms compute and ultimately serve the right products for the right user at the right time.
And then they're asking also about the return process. So when a customer wants to return something that they bought via shopping actions,
So basically what the customer is going to do is they're going to generate a return from the Google platform. So there is a full interface for users, as I said, a purchase flow, but as well, to manage their previous order and initiate returns from the platform. So assuming the return is within the return policy of the merchant, then the return will be initiated that way. The data about the return will be sent through our API will be made available by Google, and the actual product will be shipped back to the merchant.
And then I'm also seeing a question on how customer support works with Google Shopping Actions. So how much of it is diverted to the seller, and how much does Google take on?
So Google takes on all of the customer-facing support, and if necessary, will liaise behind the scenes with the merchant. Let's say if there's an escalation or an exception, but for the standard type of queries and questions, the Google will then be handling those. And the idea there, is to provide, again, that sort of like uniform experience to the buyer, and also do a lot of the heavy lifting for the merchants. Most of the queries that come through support are pretty standard in nature, and this kind of removes also that burden from the merchants in many cases.
I think we've addressed everything that's come through the chat here so far.
Yeah, we may also, of course, we will review one more time all the questions that came in. In case we missed any, we will follow up in the email that we will send out to all the participants. So the email will contain our answers and also a link to the video of this webinar.
And would it be good, Daniel, to remind everyone who's interested in joining Shopping Actions, what's the next step on the link that you provided on the previous slide?
Sure. Let me go back to this link. So the simplest way is just to go to geekseller.com/Google Apply, and after you fill out this form, first of all, that will allow us to submit your application to Google. So the process is this way simpler because we can see that your interest, and in case we have any questions, we can contact you to make sure that the entire process is smooth. There's also comment section on this application form, so please feel free to also fill out this section, and then we can contact you to answer any of your questions you may have about Google before we even submit your application to Google.
Great.
Okay, yeah, so again, we will go over all those questions that I see came, and we will make sure that we are responding to them. And again, if you have any other questions, you can also reply to our email announcement about this webinar, and we will address those questions individually.
All right. Thank you so much to Simon and to everybody who has joined us here. And thank you to Daniel. And I think that is all we have for today. So be on the lookout for that email coming through with the video recording of this webinar. And and that's it. I guess we can all just have a great rest of our day.
Great. Thanks, Alex, and thanks everyone for taking the time today.
Thank you.